Welcome everyone to episode 202 of Just Joshing. I am your host, Joshua Pentelaresco. I write stuff and podcast too. Today, returning to the podcast is publisher extraordinaire Jill Maria Robinson. In between my trip on my road trip, she took me along for a ride. I joked online about being kidnapped and stuff, just in a fun way. Jill is one of the most driven people I've had the pleasure of talking to. Actress, she loves the term Renaissance woman, but it really does apply to her. Actress, writer, she really has this engine about her that gets up and grow, and it's really, really cool to witness and see. I had a blast talking to her again, and actually this one I liked better than our last conversation. I got a little bit more into her head this time around. There is an incredibly sharp woman in there. I think she sells herself a little short, honestly, with that. So, Jill, yeah, you're awesome. And don't ever doubt that. But anyway, enough from me. Let's get to Jill. All right? So I'm going to turn the recorder on now. So this is what's going to happen, right?
What's happening? Okay.
So since we're doing an actual film interview for this, I thought as a little bit of a fun bonus, me trying to be, since I'm relatively inept at cameras, right? She's going to be teaching me how to use her camera so I can film her properly as we go here.
Okay, as we go. So, do you see me? Is the thing of the matter.
There you go.
So you kind of push this when you wanna start.
Okay, so I'm pushing this magic button here.
Okay, a little bit higher, but yeah, can you see?
I can see you.
So I just want to do maybe like a practice one.
That's what we're doing, and that's what we're doing. And we're actually putting this on the podcast for practice.
I know this is actually on the podcast, guys. It's crazy.
What just happened there? Did I hit a button?
I think you did. Oh yeah. So it means that it kind of timed out. So you got to push the red button again.
Okay. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So there's Jill looking happy and smiling and a little provocative as she's promoting her magazine.
I'm proud of it.
She's super proud of it. Cover 1, Alessia Bear. Cover 2. So Alessia's the A side, Bret Hart's the B side, or is that how that works here?
There is no back and front.
Okay.
In my eyes, when you open a magazine and there's two people on it, I consider that as a double cover.
Okay.
And I actually have more than one. A little bit like Time magazine. I give about 4 covers because it comes out just once a year.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, let's see what that looked like.
Okay, so
first,
go ahead.
I think you got it.
Yeah. It's all good.
Yeah, perfect, Josh. You know what you're doing. So just a little bit up above.
Yeah.
I'm super picky about the way I look because forever print and video is forever. And people judge up every post that you make. I know this from being a publicist for a while. People make assumptions of, that's what they're looking like now. And everybody looks a little different every day.
Because honestly, you look good.
Thank you very much.
You do look good.
I did dress up today. I'm wearing dress pants and an appropriate shirt.
Okay, so I'm going to turn this on right now. Well, you look like a civilized human being, and that's always an important thing. So.
I really try to be,
Yeah.
I want to be the best person I can be.
Yeah.
This year has been a growing year for sure for the magazine itself.
Yeah.
And for becoming a little bit more independent than I used to be.
So, what prompted that?
Well, in 2017, my friend Al Stickle, he passed away. He was my partner in crime, the Go Fish Crew, which is a show that I was on Amazon Prime. It still is on there. Was the start of my career in about 2014, 2013.
Okay, sorry about that.
So with what happened with that is we were such a tight-knit crew, just like the Riverdale crew. You could see we were starting all that social media friends and showing that before anybody really. But in our city with what we did. But with him being gone, I had to do most of the encouragement myself. Alessia Bear, who's actually the cover lady, I chose her before we were even really close. She's really stepped in to be one of my best friends, and Juliana Haas is always one of my best friends. Jordan Gooden who's an amazing photographer, is on my side these days for the next issue.
Yep.
But people like anyone who supports me in media, like without them, I wouldn't be who I am. They wouldn't get the word out.
No. So, okay, so it sounds to me all okay. We're gonna veer away from the mag just for a second to see you personally.
Sure.
Sounds like you've had to learn to be a little bit more comfortable with who you are. Does that make sense?
I think there comes a time in any woman/man's life that when they start getting a little bit older, hitting their 30s, that life really takes a turn where you have to be serious about the direction you want, the people you're around, the goals that you're trying to achieve. Sadly, life is not forever, and I'm here to create content for people who I believe in.
Okay.
So that's all.
And so that was the decision you made, huh?
I was on that journey since I met my friend Zuli, who I realized, wow, there's not enough media doing celebrity topics the way Los Angeles does it.
Yeah.
The marketing that I see even now is not where it needs to be for people to be household names. I do see a lot more people promoting on billboards in the city, which is awesome, and I love that, because promoting local within local sometimes doesn't seem like a big deal or worth it, but those are the people that are going to come to you and read your product or buy it if it's available in the city. So
no, it's cool.
I've just been growing that with my clients.
Yes.
Promoting, like, let's promote ourselves more, but in a professional manner.
Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna ask a fun one here.
Okay.
How do you define professional?
Professional is getting the job done. Everybody is different in how their approach is. Some people are more personalized to create a product and to put it out. But I would say the way you put it out and the feeling that is created from that as well. Not arguing with people, keeping the relationship, and putting it on the platform that you discussed.
Good. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So, big thing here, this is your second issue. So every issue is a little bit of a different challenge. So, and there's a big nod in your head on that one. So this one, obviously, Alan's death was a big factor of how I think things kind of changed with this one. But I get the feeling there were a lot of other growing spots in this. So, what was the you made some changes, I think, overall for the better. Like, for example, I like the fact that your content is a lot more in this issue. Like, in comparison to the first issue, the only thing I really didn't like about your first issue is your content on the inside was light. Like, it should have been a little heavier for what you had. Non-Knox, your first magazine.
I was directed with the marketing group that I was working with to keep it short because printing costs are really expensive.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it was a huge upscaled price point to add about 15 more pages, which I had to kind of wrestle with quite a few people to do that.
Yes.
But the magazine is only out once a year for now.
Yeah.
Because I'm building real relationships with the people that are in it.
Yeah.
I support the same people actually from the first one that I did in like 2015, just online.
Yeah.
And I just felt like I want my product to be just like Vogue on the same shelf, 100 pages, if not more, and just a little bit more meat and potatoes, more faces, more new faces.
Yeah.
Because I want to make a change for the city and look how many cool artists there are from here.
Yeah. Well, doing the podcast, one of the things I've learned is just simply the fact that, frankly, right there, I mean, there's a lot of talented people here.
Is that working?
Oh yeah, totally. No, just
kind of worried because I got my messenger is still turned on, but that's okay. There'll be some dings. I'll have to edit it out later, but that's all right. But
you edit this? Very good.
Yeah, well, I do. Like, I do edit my show when the situation calls for it.
Yeah.
I'm hoping not too much, but
Yeah, I like when it's organic.
Yeah,
but it to be organic.
well, yeah, but like if there's like a big interruption or something like that, it's kind of the way it goes. But going back to the point, it just like I honestly feel like this is a big step up. But also, there's a lot of talented people like in this city. I'm actually really amazed whenever I go to, say, Neo Enoch's parties. I meet new people that I've never met before that do incredible things. And sometimes I have this like moment of like, what am I doing here?
You're adding to the network.
Well, I know. It's just a really interesting. Like I never imagined, like, honestly, that I would be in that situation, like, ever. It was not something like in the big master plan I had in my life.
Yeah.
Where I'd be there. But honestly, and I do truly believe this.
Make sure the video, Josh. What are you doing?
I'm sorry.
Now I gotta re-edit.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Let's restart the.
I'm sorry. It's just.
It's all good. But let's restart the video because I want to use just this footage and not have to edit it.
Okay.
So when maybe you want to eat something first, yeah. I want to make you not eat.
Okay, sure. So I'll turn this off for now.
Yeah.
So yeah. I'm sorry.
It's all good. I just like we're talking so much that the camera's off. It's gonna be pointing to my boob. We'll have to edit that.
That's right. The cameraman was distracted during the filming of this scene.
That'll be the disclaimer on it.
Yeah. Cameraman was distracted.
Maybe eat, honey. You want to eat?
How are we doing here, guys?
Awesome.
Oh, this is such a good meal.
Yes.
I can't believe how many places we had to stop to do a breakfast.
Like I said,
Hilarious.
That's why the joke is the kidnapping. He took me in a car and went on a ride all over the city. It's like right, and yes, it's okay. I affectionately when I did a event for the romantic writers of Alberta called Sweet and Sultry Summers. So they put me in this like room. It looked like literally a murder room. Like someone could actually get. It had a window, but it was a quiet little room in the corner. There was this empty ice cream thing, right? I'm like, and then so I was interviewing a spoken word poet. Her name was Mel V, and she shows up and looks at this room. It's like, this is an interesting room. It's like, yeah, I know. It's kind of like a murder room. It's like I looked around. It's not a look at the room. Yeah, you could kill somebody here. And then the next guest, when I mentioned the murder room, actually it goes off on a tangent. It's like things that could be done. I'm like, wow, you ladies have a terrible imagination. But it's all good. It's just, and MJ and Colette, who organized the event, she goes, I did not put them in the murder room, I swear. Right. But again, it's part of my brand too. I have fun, so that's a big part of what I do. I've made grown-ass adults basically read Dr. Seuss in different accents. It's hilarious.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
For you, I see you one day being a TV host. Putting your podcast to a TV.
Mm-hmm.
Never giving up a podcast. I think podcasts are awesome.
I was told by one of the higher-grossing authors in the industry that if I just keep doing what I'm doing, I'm probably going to be doing really well for myself in a few years. So.
I think so too. And just being on iTunes itself is like anybody in the world can hear it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I didn't even think about that when we first met. I was just excited somebody wanted to interview me.
Yeah. I can't remember who directed me to you.
Was it Neil Enoch?
Might have been Neil.
Or did I reach out to you when I saw you're doing it? I don't remember anymore.
I think he reached out to me, but we met through Neil. That's what I think happened.
Maybe he had when you were
I
talking
interviewed
about wrist rack.
Yeah. Yeah, because I met him at
a convention or
Windwards Collide, the writing convention.
Right.
I interviewed a friend of his. It was a really good interview. One of my favorite interviews to date. And I met him immediately after that interview.
Yeah. Neil's also an awesome writer.
Yes.
He's made 2 books. And he was kind of the Three Stooges. It was like me and Al and my friends Paul and Angie and TJ and Mike. And we all hung out quite a bit. And Jeff Wilkie. Like we all would go to the same parties and see each other at everything, even if we didn't plan it.
Yes.
It was a very organic relationship where we all became really close. I don't see them that often as much as I'd like, but I will never forget all of the like amazing things. Like because of one of those people in that crew, I met Bret Hart for the cover.
Yeah. So, well, I'll give you a fun story. Last night I was at Writers in the House. There was a little local event in town. I didn't think I'd make it because I was expecting to be in Toronto yesterday still, but my business got cut short, so I just came home. Just like 5 minutes, right? But so I go to this event, and so the guy I interviewed, like I talked about how I started the podcast, he was there. So he comes up to me and goes, "Thank you." For what? Well, because on my 3-year anniversary, I acknowledged the fact, and I acknowledged the fact that if it wasn't for him, I probably never would have done the podcast, because it just, right? So you appreciate that, but the moral is this: you're going to go where you're going to go. Right, wherever you end up going. Life is strange, where you sometimes find yourself in going. But the important thing is everybody to help get you to where you get to.
Without every person, yeah.
Well, no, just when you get to the moments when you do get whatever award or reward is coming to you, right? Just make sure when you get to that point, you go out of your way to thank everybody that was really important in getting you there.
Yeah.
That's it. If you do that, most people will be satisfied, and also you won't
not feel left behind. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And if you can maintain that.
So what do you think is the best way to do that? The social media angle of
even just
posting, you did this for me,
or well, you can do it. Just be sincere in your thanks, however you choose to do it. Like, it doesn't really matter how you say thank you.
Okay.
The important part is that you say it and that you're sincere and that they can hear it. Whether it's personally, whether it's on social media, like that's where I think that guy was on social media, and he just, again, I saw him the next day.
I think doing it in every level these days is important because the public, knowing who got there, could sometimes help that person, because maybe the person who helps isn't always the person who's the star.
No.
I've noticed that in film. If you're not the star, you don't get as much media attention, and your career doesn't move forward as much as the others.
Well, yeah. Well, it depends. Yes,
Theirs
no.
does.
The star makes the big money, but if you can
They're
like
the face.
Well, they're the face, right?
Whatever the product is.
Right. But on the flip side, say you're a good actor. In your case, you're a good actress, right?
Very good, yes.
Yeah, right. But you're a good actress, but you're not always in the starring role for whatever reason. They love presentation. But if you're good at what you do, right? If you're good at what you do, you will always find work, right? In what you're doing, right? Now, if you want to be more, like you want to be the star yourself, that's where it can get very frustrating. For me, I look at the fact, okay, writing wise, I have an industry I want to get into. Now, if I go into that industry, chances are, if I ever write traditionally, right, it will be just that, right? If I want to do, like, say, something else, I'm going to be stuck in these bigger machines, like typecast people all the time. It doesn't matter what industry it is.
It happens.
Yeah, it happens. So you gotta look at your attitude. So the question then becomes, what do you want? If you want to be the star, right, then maybe that will be a very frustrating path for you. But if you want to be someone that either is working, or like say you like being behind the camera a lot more than being in front of, then you can use what you do in front of the camera as your bitch to do what you actually do, right? What you really want to do. And that's how I use my day job. I just treat it like something I just use and go home. And because it's like, that's the role they want me in, that's fine, I don't care. I want to write books, I want to podcast, I want to just, in general, right, be doing those things. Now, in your case, it's all about your goals. It's all about your goals. It's all about your end game, whatever that is. Do you want to be a media mogul? So I could see that with you. I could see that. There's a little.
People have said that before.
Yeah, you could be.
Going with
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
a TV show or something.
But maybe television, maybe behind the scene. I don't know. Like you could like there's a lot of
I'm
angles.
cooking a few things up with Lesia.
Yeah.
She has some really cool ideas about a talk show already.
Yeah.
And I just feel like a lot of people have told me, like, who are really smart, guiding me a little bit this year, the business angle of where I should go. So the success is higher. Instead of trying to do everything at once, I'm taking it, to make sure I have bigger and better content and people that are recognized and current and who are affecting change right now and everything is organic.
And the next step for you will be also looking at was possibly cutting edge and trying some things out that way. For example, having a print book is awesome, but it'd be also be really cool.
The hardest part.
Absolutely, no, it is. But it'd be also really cool, right? If you guys, what you did is you actually, instead of publishing the magazine in one shot, you publish it digitally, serially, like maybe like an article a week, an article a month, something like that.
I haven't put it out digitally yet. I'm going to.
Yeah, but the reason I'm bringing this up is that like for you, your goal should be that this magazine is not only read physically, which is cool, but if I'm on the train, if I'm on the bus, if I'm going to work, I can turn my phone on and I can see your book. That should be your goal, one of your goals. Because if I can do that, right, then that means you have access to anyone with a phone, and everybody's got a phone today, right? And that's kind of
that's the next step.
Yeah.
Is putting it out digitally.
Yeah. So and you can, and the thing about digital, the advantage about digital is you can do that anytime, right? And whereas this, maybe you do it once a year, which is awesome, by the way. I do love print. I still love print as a form. It's an awesome art form. And your magazine looks really, really, really sexy.
Very good. Kevin Stenhouse designed or shot all the photos for the main spread for Sage Advice, How to Follow Your Dreams. And
I've done magazine design in college. This is a really clean, very professional looking magazine, top to bottom.
Well,
right?
We kept the branding the same this time. We did change it though.
Yeah.
But it looks very similar, and we upped the value of it in the paper, and everything was just a lot more thought out. It took a little bit longer than I was hoping.
Yeah.
We did a print in March. It came out of this year, and not that many people knew about it, because when it came out, I wasn't 100% happy with it. So we actually had to pull all the magazines, which was completely like, you can't believe the headache and the stress and the emotional ride that went through. But I just put up my big girl socks. We found a better designer. We found everything we needed after that. And Lesia Bear was a huge help with that, because we had chosen her pretty much as soon as the last issue came out.
Can I take your plate?
Oh, yes. So as soon as it came out and my friend Al had passed, I knew who I wanted to promote as the woman, because not just because she's of Cree origin, but because of her beauty and the way she was really there for me. And then when I learned who she was, I thought to myself, I could really do something special with this woman.
Yes.
Her beauty, I've never seen anybody as beautiful as her in my life. She looks like the Monica Belushi of Canada, I swear to God. I'm in love with her face, you can't believe. But
no, she
rocked it on the cover.
She's a lot bigger than her stature gives her credit.
Oh, she's tiny in real life, you know that? She's maybe like 5'2",
I know.
5'9".
I interviewed her face to face. When I interviewed her, I was like, you were so small, but she carries herself very, very confidently.
She's an elder now, which means that she gives advice. She lives life not just for herself, but for those who need her. And on a daily basis, like, I need her advice to be professional and to move forward as a woman and be independent.
Yeah.
And which that means to me is, and I've always done everything kind of by myself, especially the relationships and the content, but getting there and figuring out how to do it and the connections and what to do online to make everything perfect. I learned a lot of that stuff myself this year, to redesign my website even myself.
Yes.
So all those elements is like, the magazine is my life, and it is a business, and it always has been. But I gave a lot of freebies to people, and the next issue there's 0 freebies being had, so super sorry to everybody who was hoping for that, but it's just all about the story and what people have coming up.
And it's also, I mean, it's also a matter of self-worth. So I, like, in terms of professional advice, I charge for it now.
Yeah.
Because
It gets people somewhere once they learn the tools how to do it.
It's not only that, it's about my time. I only have a finite amount of time. That's it. Otherwise, if I don't have a finite amount of time, right, then if it's, I hate having my time wasted. That's the absolute thing I hate.
As does anybody, yeah.
Some people take that for granted more than others, I find.
I'm a little less upset about it usually.
Yeah. I've gotten to the point where I've gotten to the point where it like physically annoys me. But that's it. It's like the only reason why that is the case, because again, I'm very busy. So if this moment is not a good moment for you and you don't let me know, I get that drives me nuts. But on the flip side, I'm worth something. I also believe I'm worth something, and that's why that bothers me so much, right? So, right, because
it's good to know about somebody's character if you're gonna be like that, yeah.
Well, I have 4 rules. The 4 rules to life: show up, do your shit, don't quit. The rest is rain. Those are my 4 rules, right?
Yeah,
and most people fall short of rule 1. And some people
show up. I know some people want you to support them.
Yeah.
And then they give you so much heck that you didn't do it properly, and they didn't even show up. It takes work on both sides to make a product.
And that's why I charge. That's why I charge, because if I it's one of those things where if you're not as ready to do this as I am,
it's not going to work out anyway.
It's not going to work out anyway, so I might as well be compensated for it on some level, right? Yeah. And that's the professional
side of it.
Yeah. Personally, I love, like, the best thing about what I do is, again, I get to hear everybody's stories. Been very fortunate that I get this opportunity to talk to many people. Literally across the globe, to be honest, and they want to tell their story, and now people are chasing me down, which is hilarious.
Isn't that a great feeling?
Yeah.
When one day you just wake up and you don't have to feel like you're so struggling to get there or get the attention and the respect of what you're trying to do, and having to fight. No, this is good for you to be a part of this. That whole spiel.
Yeah.
And once you get there, things change, don't they?
A little bit.
Yeah.
But now, so I don't know about you. I know what I want more, because that's just my nature. It's just like I'm life.
Once you get a little bit.
Yeah, I want more, right? So it's just the way it goes. So now, I don't know if you actually know this. This is still on.
Oh, geez.
Actually, but this was good. I actually think this was really good. So, how about we do this? Do we officially end my podcast this way? Talk about your book. Talk about what you're working on. If there's anything else you're working on right this minute.
Oh, yes, I am doing things.
Yeah.
Actually, I was just on Sex, Lies, and Murder.
Okay.
It's a reenactment show that's on Reels TV, and you can find it on tvguide.com, which is a big thing.
I thought, congrats.
And Jason Lewis and Gordy Day hired me for that. Just one day, but it was for a full episode. Mm-hmm. So for me, that was a big thing since Go Fish on Amazon Prime. It's still out there. That's been doing very well. We've had a lot of views. And I just went to the States and went to the Face Forward Gala, and Christina DeRosa invited me to Deborah Alessi's event that she's supporting people who have been abused in relationships of sorts that were left scarred, actually. So they're reconstructing people's lives and their bodies. So it was a beautiful event, and there was some really big stars there that I catched for the next issue.
Nice.
So the company that people will be keeping for the next issue is going to be, again, moving forward and up a level. Having Bret Hart on the cover was huge for me. Absolutely changed my life. So I'm always thankful to him and his wife Stephanie for that support, and anyone who's stood by me even and said yes to be a part of it. Without them, I would not be doing what I'm doing.
All right, now fair enough. Now, how can people find you?
So I'm here with magazine.com. It's I''M here with magazine. On social media of all sorts, Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, Instagram, Pinterest, and the website is I'mHereWithMag.com. And I keep changing my handle all the time. I've got a lot of weird followers. Yes, I have weird followers, everybody. But just Google my name, Jill Maria Robinson, and because I've been a part of a few projects like Mountain Men with Chase Crawford and Extremity by Anthony DeBlasi with Chad Roop. And what they do when it's a really professional movie, you're added to all these social media profiles and media that you have no control of being put on a part of or tagged. So when you Google my name nowadays, oh my goodness, there's so many sites. Like, it's pretty cool.
Yes. All right. So how'd you feel?
So this conversation's kind of cool for a really big reason for me is I actually forgot I was interviewing Jill in the middle of all this. We were just having this natural conversation. It was really, really fun and enjoyable. And, like, Jill's a really cool person. She really, really is. And I truly wish her nothing but the best. Just, Jill, if you're listening to this, you're welcome back anytime you like. You're worth $1 million, if not more. And never, ever sell yourself short. Because honestly, you do a killer job with what you do. And, yeah. It's worth is... At the end of the day, I mean, this is a general comment from here. At the end of the day, you got to remember what you're worth. You got to fight for what you're worth. I talking to someone today, and we were just talking. She had a great quote. You got to fight for what you're worth. You got to know what you're worth, because otherwise you ain't gonna get it. And I think that more than anything else summarizes, well, pretty much everything. And it's just a really cool thing. I mean, watching people go for stuff. It's why I do what I do, to be perfectly honest with you. But anyways, I'm Here With Magazine. It's currently available on newsstands everywhere. Lacey bears the cover, and that's phenomenal. And, Jill and Lacey did a really good job. Both of them have been on the show. Both have been a pleasure. Hope to see you both again. And that will do it for another episode of Just Joshing. If you want to support the podcast, you can do so in a number of different ways. You can subscribe to the podcast, iTunes, other players, wherever you listen it to. Just subscribe to it. Leave a comment if you like. If you like the show. If you don't like the show, that's okay too. I'll cry in the corner. Just do whatever that way. I have my books, The Watcher, Storm Dancer, The Wandering God. They're currently available through miserablepublishing.com. There's a half-off sale right this month at this moment in time. Go to miserablepublishing.com or go to Amazon, Kobo, Chapters, Barnes & Noble. You can pick all my books up there. That'd be cool. Leave a nice comment, review. That'd be awesome. Beyond all that, there's my YouTube channel, Joshua Pentoloresco. And beyond all that, guys, thank you very much for listening. Stay inspired out there. Do the things you're called to do, because no one else is going to do it for you. All right. See you next time.
Josh.